Yeah, there we go. Howdy doody. How's everyone doing this fine October? Still morning, technically. For me, anyway. Me personally, I am recovering still. But I think this is just allergies for the change of seasons. And has nothing to do with, you know. With sickness. Just allergies. So I'm a little out of sorts. Kind of out of it. That and I did not sleep too well last night. For 2 reasons. Both of which are my fault. I didn't sleep too well last night because I got, as I said, a new bed. Well, new to me bed. So I'm still adjusting to that. Haven't quite gotten the pillow situation figured out. And I yesterday listened to the classic I'll sleep when I'm dead. I listened to the classic my MLP Creepypasta Something Sweet to Bite last night, and let me tell you, I didn't have nightmares, but it was definitely affecting my sleep schedule. Well, since that's not gonna connect, let's just close that. There we go. I'll sleep when I'm dead, CO. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Okay, yeah. Since I, once again, changed my, social media names, my Streamlabs kinda signed me out, so I don't have my alert box, chat, or sub goals on screen. I can still see chat via Twitch. So if your message is missing, it's because my chat box just reloads every, like, 5 minutes. It's really annoying. Or I just didn't read it. So. Yep, there it is. Reloading. Where are we? Here we are. For today, we will not be drawing Something Sweet to Bite because I haven't sketched fan art for it. And even if I did, I would definitely have to put a content warning because there's no scene from that pasta that I could draw that isn't covered in blood. Because that one is, whew, very gory. Cupcakes had nothing on that story. So tonight, or today, in the pinned chat, the pinned message in chat, I will be drawing for the creepypasta Let Her In by TooShyShy. And I'd say this is, if you want to get into creepypasta, or if you want to specifically in the My Little Pony field, I definitely suggest this one being your first. Because, like, if you're not used to horror, this one's pretty much, like, baby's first creepypasta. I highly suggest listening to, like, the readings, because, I mean, that's just how I do it. But if you're more of a visual learner and just prefer to read, there's finfiction.com. That's where you can find most of the MLP creepypastas. But if you're like me and are more an auditory person, there are plenty of videos on the internet. So, I have all these sketches right here. And I'm probably going to do this one, or maybe a few of them, but I really wanted to draw one that kind of perfectly showcases the horror, and B, I wanted to draw the scene that actually scared me when I first listened to this story, and I can't really talk about them without getting into spoilers. I should have said spoiler warning, but okay, there's a scene where Apple Bloom, this little girlie, if you don't know My Little Pony lore or characters, I think that's okay. You can still watch this. Like, you can still listen to this creepypasta and not be too lost, maybe. Anyway, but there's a scene where something is in her bed and she's looking at it from the hallway, and I don't know what it was about that scene specifically, but just her standing over her bed, seeing something like a lump under the covers, and it moved slightly. I don't know what it was. That scene scared the ever-living out of me, and I tried to draw it, but I could never get the angle right. So I think for now we'll be drawing this one. Is that the right one? No, but it'll do. Where? Here it is. Okay, I'll do that, and then we'll just crop it. Maybe. Do I like the... Hold on. There's a picture of her room. I could continue... Where's the sketch? There it is. Could continue, like, along... No, I want to keep the focus down there, so we will be cropping that. Ah, that's not the right one. Crop. A part of me, if it wasn't, technically stealing, a part of me really wants to have the, like, the audio for the creepypasta playing in the background while I draw, because I listened to it while I was sketching it, but you can see why that wouldn't be the best idea. Alright. Line art. Now, I had all these illustration, that's the wrong button, ideas for this little, Spooktober thing, but I had no, discussions planned for the live streams. Am I going show style? I mean, it looks like I am just based on the sketch. So if I'm going show style, I'll have to change the... You know what? I'll just keep going. Keep it like this. I didn't have any discussions picked out. I have a few, and I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I do have a few video ideas where I talked about certain tropes in creepypastas, but I haven't really been motivated to, like, start recording audio again. I've sort of worked on this script, but I've had this script in the works for months now. But who knows? I think I will try to bring it back. Not sure if you watched the Fallout show, but the next season's airing in December. I have not seen the Fallout show. All I know is that everyone lost their minds over it. And it's based on the video game. That's all I know. What's Apple Bloom's eyelashes? Okay, just that. I think you said your brother watched? Maybe he did. I don't know. I think I might have said I was gonna tell him about it. Or I'll ask if he saw it, but last I saw him, I don't think I asked him. Completely forgot. Hey Waffles, update on the music? Absolutely nothing. Oh, that's why it's bugging me. Pupils are all wrong. I'm not sure what's going on with that sketch, so we'll just move on to this one, because this one's more accurate. Note to any would-be artists in the chat, always clean up your sketches before you get to the line art. So, just so you know what the heck you're doing. Because half of the headache for me in the line art phase is I don't know what the heck I was sketching. Was that it? Not quite. Shoot. Guess I could open the floor to anyone. Am I the only person present that listens or consumes creepypastas of the My Little Pony variety? But there's a lot of people like, oh my god, My Little Pony, really? Oh. But it's like, nah, guys, you don't understand. Shit's terrifying. And I genuinely think it's because of the perceived innocence of the show and the characters. Just seeing them in horrific situations makes people, adds to the horror. The same way, seeing bunnies and children in horror. While rabbits and children aren't inherently scary, something about them in horror films, man. You listen to the True Crime. The True Crime. Yeah, well, who needs Creepypasta when you got True Crime? So is it just me, chat? That's fine. But also kind of not fine, because the next, like, few, 1, 2, 3, and soon to be 4, 5, illustrations are all going to be My Little Pony themed. Because I can actually draw fan art for those. That tells a Scooby-Doo episode. I guess makes it sound like a true crime. See if they would recognize. That sounds funny. I mean, I listened to Forensic Files. I don't know that. I mean, does that counts as true crime? I think. But the thing with listening to stuff like that, like Forensic Files or true crime, is it kind of gets to you after a while. It certainly gets to me after a minute. So I remember, oh yeah, these are real people. These aren't just stories. These aren't just characters. This actually happened. And then I get really, really depressed. And pissed off. Okay, that's good enough. With the safety, in air quotes, of Creepypasta, you know it could never happen. It's just a fun little, woo! Let's spook ourselves a little tonight. Especially with My Little Pony. It's like, I know none of it is true, so there's like that safety net. That pillow looks so jacked. What? Problem is, I haven't actually. I think I've only drawn Apple Bloom in my style a long time ago, once. And I kind of forgot how to do it. So when I was sketching her in this one, I just drew her in show style. But show style is not my style, so I'm trying to figure. I can't remember how I draw things. Maybe if I... Yeah, there we go. If I do that instead... What's this Scooby-Doo? I'm coming after you. I'm gonna solve that mystery. Where she's sleeping there. I mean, I guess this is just gonna be shaded, so it's not gonna be that big a deal. Background on a separate layer. Mother Hubbard. Alright. There we go. The thing that was really difficult about figuring out the composition to this piece is, you can see me here trying to figure out the camera angles for this scene, because I wanted to be able to see, I wanted you to be able to see both, but with the way the room is set up, the window is in like this little nook, you see? So actually, from her bed, you really wouldn't be able to see much of the window. So we're slightly breaking the room setup here. But I think I can get away with it by like barely having her peeking in. Which is kind of more terrifying. Well, if that's the case, it'd be here. Okay. Come on. Okay. That's the wrong button, that's why. No, stop it. There we go. It'd have... yeah, that wall and like half of her face, actually. Because at this angle, the window would be... like that. No, stop it. Maybe if I do this instead. Hang on. If I take this... oh, that is horrifying. Yep, that's what we're doing. One thing I really like about this creepypasta specifically, and why I still stand by what I said of it being, if you've never really listened to creepypasta or My Little Pony creepypasta, this is a good one to start with. Because there's like 3 lines of dialogue, the rest of it is just narration. And if you don't even like My Little Pony, you can like sort of ignore the ponification of the story and just like say, okay, it's a little girl sleeping in bed and there's something at her window that looks a lot like one of the other friends she has, or one of her, like, her sister's adult friends, just peeking in at her, tapping at her window every night. That is one of my worst... not my worst fears, I mean... we don't gotta talk about what my worst fear is, but my goodness. Something being in the window. That is just... ugh. No thank you. No thank you. I know how to draw curtains, right? Apparently not. Okay, I'm gonna make this thinner. So I'm gonna shorten it a little bit and then fill her in. There. So for these streams, just so there's no absolute silence here. For these streams, I'm just gonna do one illustration or only do illustrate for one story, depending on how fast I can work. Because different stories are gonna have different content warnings. I think I mentioned that the previous live stream. No content warnings for this one. It's just general, just generally disturbing. That curtain looks whack, but we'll just ignore that. She's got paneling and a picture of a pitcher for some reason. Let's just get that picture frame going, and then we can draw not Fluttershy in the window. One thing I forgot about this creepypasta, and this one's slight spoilers, but I kind of wanted to talk about it. I completely forgot when I first listened to it that this story kind of implies that this creature has haunted Apple Bloom since childhood. Like, well, she's still a child here, but like since she was very little, and I genuinely don't remember that being in the original story. Why are they slanted here? Oh well. But that also implies that maybe this thing doesn't want to hurt her, and it just wants to play, like it used to when she was young, and then she grew older and kind of forgot about it, and now it's coming back. But based on the ending, we know, oh, that's not true at all. For some reason, despite it haunting her all throughout childhood, now I guess it's come back to collect. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just listen to the story. It's a very short story. now, not Fluttershy in the back. Now, in the story, it described Fluttershy's face as expressionless and barely moving until the end. So I'm gonna try and draw her as expressionless as possible, but still, that is not what that looks like. That's just her hoof. It's really hard to draw horse hooves, especially when they're so cartoonish. There's her neck, shoulder, but I definitely want her eyes to be because she knows just by looking at it that it's not Fluttershy. It just sort of looks like her for some reason. So instead of giving her usual cute downturned eyes, I think I'm gonna give it, because we never like get a name for this creature, which I kind of like. That's one thing about this creepypasta, and this one creepypasta trope that I really like, and I'm gonna add it to my list of tropes I want more of. We don't get an explanation. Nothing is explained. It's just an odd circumstance that keeps happening, and Apple Bloom has to deal with it. No, I think the expressionless face is gonna really sell it. There we go. Since well, that goes over her shoulder, so that means her hair would be like this. There we go. It's been a while since I've drawn ponies. If y'all remember from the, was it the last stream? No, the stream before last, when I was drawing Applejack. I forgot how to draw ponies. I feel so bad, because I used to draw them all the time, but now I'm like, why'd I forgot. Okay, I'm still going to give it lashes. Because what Fluttershy imitation wouldn't have lashes? That eye is not level. There we go. Well, the anatomy's off. Well, it's not Fluttershy, so we can get Uncanny Valley. And it also described in the story that its eyes were weird. That it seemed to reflect the light like a predator. So I'm gonna put I'm going to erase this bit so I can draw. Okay, no, it needs to look straight at her. There we go. It doesn't mention her pupils being small, just reflecting the light weird. So... what I'm going to do is make the eyes... I'm gonna give the eyes... no, a highlight layer would make it actually look like they're glowing. How do you make it look like it's reflective? Oh, I think I know. What I'll do is I'll take this. I used the wrong tool. What's that yellowish green look that cats get in their eyes when they're reflective? But I don't... if I do that, will that make her look like a changeling? Because it is explicitly not a changeling. In lore, we know that to be true. Because this creature shows itself, sort of, later. Now, it would be a changeling if I used more blue, because I got more blue eyes. So what I think I'll do is keep it here. You guys know what I'm talking about? The thing that cat's eyes do that's terrifying when you look behind the couch? Is it more yellow? Maybe if I add that. For some reason, that's less scary now that I've given it line art. It's scarier in the sketch somehow. Wahapa. Well, whatever. I'll worry about that later. Right now, we need to color. Now, in My Little Pony, backgrounds, the night is more purple than dark, but I think to make it more off-putting, I'll make it just a little bit darker outside. I mean, she can clearly see it's Fluttershy, so obviously Luna's moon is out. You know, it's funny. In the story, Luna wouldn't know about this situation because it's not a nightmare. I'm gonna make this all purple just so I can remember that it's... But just so I get the colors right, I'm going to color pick from her room and then add purple on top. So here's her boy, her Banky. And sweet little Apple Bloom. She's so cute. I'm not sure which of the Cutie Mark Crusaders is my favorite, because they're all adorable in their own way. I'm just gonna cover this whole area. Hi, Dargoris. We're finally getting into the spooky fan art. The Spooktober for the fall illustrations. The exact pasta I'm drawing fan art for is pinned at the top of chat. No content warning for this stream, because this one, surprisingly, isn't all that graphic. Usually, My Little Pony creepypastas, holy crap, they love their blood and gore. But this one is just kind of more psychological, I guess. The reason I have it here is because it is one of the first creepypastas I listened to. Not the first, but one of the first creepypastas I listened to in the My Little Pony verse, anyway. And good golly, Miss Molly, did it kind of did it scare me? Didn't give me nightmares, though. That honor goes to a completely different story. Okay, I'm not going to do their highlighting the exact same way, but I am going to do it my way. Oops. So if you don't like My Little Pony, these next few streams probably aren't going to be for you. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of shading involved with this one. Hey, Twitch, can you stop refreshing my chat box? I'm literally... I literally miss out on messages whenever it does that, and my Streamlabs won't connect to... Stuffed. I'll fix that, soon as stream is over. My Little Pony, man, I love you, but why are there so many frickin' gradients everywhere? How the hell? That's the wrong layer. How the heck am I supposed to color pick When all your flippin'. Okay, goodness. This is a cute quilt, but my goodness. That's too thin. Okay, we're just gonna say that's good enough. Yeah, you wouldn't really see much of the blanket from this angle. Then her pillows are blue. With a darker stripe. Oh my god. Oh, not that much darker at all. Why does it look so dark here? And then light blue sheets, apparently. Okay, yeah, there's that. I'm gonna keep the eyes separate, just for the sake of lighting. Okay, now for this background. She's got very cute green walls. I should turn the sketch off. There we go. Alternate. With these. That was the wrong thing. Oh, and the picture. The picture. Why is there a vase? Why is there apple bloom? I love you, girly, but what is your home decor? What is that? Okay, now that lamp is really cool, but what is this? It's a picture of a picture. Did you think that was funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yeah. Alright, Mr. Funny Man. Is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness! It's like people at Lauren Faust. Is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary children's the creepypastas. Oh my goodness! Brownies! Lauren Faust is not to be blamed for the actions of the fandom. We can take responsibility for our own depravity. And I'm not just talking about the creepypastas. Okay, now for the window, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the it's that color. I'm gonna color over the line art here. what I should, yeah. Let's color over the line art everywhere for right now. Oh, her curtains got little thingamajigs. Although, you can't really... Oh yeah, you can. There we go. It's okay, Mr. Funny Man. I just use that green for the... Oh, come on. There we go. Rest of the wall. Now, the cute thing about My Little Pony is the backgrounds sometimes are pretty lineless. I'll just use that. Very simplistic. But at the same time, they make a minimalist like me lose her damn mind. I really should have put Apple Bloom on a separate line art layer, but say la guerre, Napoleon. Guess you can't win them all. I think I'll keep Apple Bloom's line art. No. I'm not gonna keep it black, but I'm not gonna do the full... Fuck it, maybe I will. Let's do the blanket first. Okay, so that is part of her hair, and this is part of her... Yep, there it is. I'm not budging, right? That has a gradient on it, right? I'm not budging, am I? I mean, I just might be, but my goodness. But... Okay, that's adorable. No, poor little Apple Bloom. could do... Now stay with me, chat. I haven't done any of the rendering yet, but stay with me on this one. No. I should color Fluttershy first. Hang on. Now, I will be using her colors, just not, yeah, I'll just be using her colors. Oh, I didn't use a clipping mask. Oh well. Now her eyes. What am I doing about her eyes? Because I definitely want them on a separate layer. Are they going to be the same color? Yeah, I can already tell this is just going to be the one. I'm just doing this illustration. I don't know what's wrong, but my head is not in the game. There's so many gradients! Hello! Solid Snake! Welcome to the stream. What's poppin'? My mind, because, oh my, I'm having trouble drawing these creepy ponies. Anyway, welcome to the stream where I'm drawing for the month of October. I am drawing fan art for some of my favorite creepypastas, and today I will be drawing fan art for the story Let Her In by TooShyShy. It is not the scariest creepypasta. We're starting off slow. This is like baby's first creepypasta. So if you've never read a creepypasta, never listened to one, or never listened to any of the My Little Pony variety, I highly suggest you listen to this one first, because it's the, in my opinion, it's the most simple, and it's the least gory. Okay, a lot of that's the thing with some My Little Pony creepypastas. They can get a little gory. This one has no gore, and it's just creepy. Okay, that's that layer. Okay, I'm gonna start with rendering Fluttershy now. What purple should I use? Okay, I'm gonna use this pink one and see how that looks. Still looks neat. Thanks, man. The autism flowing out of the stream. Actually, no, I think I will use this purple one. And then mix the pink one in. I mean, I get it if people, I mean, you're not into My Little Pony. I'm not gonna say, oh, you should love My Little Pony as much as I do. It's more of a, guys, if you love horror, I suggest at least giving them a chance. Because there's something about My Little Pony that their creepypastas are particularly terrifying. Okay, show style ends here, man. I'm going full usual render mode. That's too dark. There we go. That pony face looks very freaky. Well, that's part of the reason why. Because in the story, her face is described as expressionless. And a lot of people, like, in the fan art, they drew, like, a slight smile on her face. But I think having no smile is worse. Alright, so behind her would be... Hello! Solid Snake, thank you for the follow. Okay, that widget worked. My goodness. So why is my chat box not working? Anyway, thank you for the follow. Should I go? I mean, I've gone show style for everything else, so I guess I could continue going show style for the background. Even though it's not my usual. Stars, 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 stars. Where are they? There's my sparkle. But the next streams won't be for me or something. Why am I... Oh, I said if you're not into My Little Pony, the next streams might not be for you. Because for my other illustrations, I have at least 5 more My Little Pony themed... well, MLP Creepypasta. Scary. Why is that pink not quite... You know what? I'm gonna use this... Gimme! This darker pink. Pink that. Alright. Rendering, why aren't you working for me? Let's see. If I... Said something about your streams being age restricted. I'm not going to age restrict them. I'm just going to give, for every stream, I'm going to say, hey, I'm drawing fan art for this thing, and should it apply, I'll give a content warning. The nighttime in My Little Pony world is more purple than blue, but since this is creepypasta territory, I think we can excuse... I'll just put a content warning in, like, the, I'll pin it to the top of chat, so if Like, any new people come in, it's like, hey, check out the pin. If any of these things are not your, yeah, you can, yeah. So you can still watch. I won't show anything graphic or grotesque, but when we eventually get to artwork for, The Thing or Silence of the Lambs, I won't be showing anything graphic, but we will be talking about it. So I will have to give a content warning in that regard. Because Silence of the Lambs and The Thing are both rated R. There we go. That's gonna be the overlay. There's supposed to be moonlight somewhere. If I put it, where's the, okay, here, because that's behind that layer. Hard light. Favorite scary movie is 7. I have yet to see that movie, although I do know about it, in air quotes. Alright. I know about it, but yeah, I haven't seen it. Something about a head in the box. I don't know, is that spoilers? Actually, if I just... Where'd that layer go? There it is. If I put this up here... I mean, it's just one of those cult classics. Where, like, everyone knows about it. That's too much. Maybe if I do cell shading. That's not working for me, so I'm gonna go back to my usual, MO. And render it all separately, just so I can keep the layers in order. No, that's too dark. Oh no, not a dad joke. Lay it on us, I'll allow it. Alright. We have been graced by a dad joke. I shall read it. Today at the bank, an old lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over. You may see yourself out. The door's right there. Ugh. If it wasn't stupid or my English wasn't bad today, I'd laugh. It's funny, because I like puns, but something about dad jokes just make me... I don't know what it is, man. That's a one-way ticket to an eye roll for me. Why isn't this looking the way I want it to? Because I wanted it darker, that's why. Bro, what the fuck? I ain't reading that out loud. Okay, so Fluttershy's eyes, or not Fluttershy, had reflective eyes, so that's why. I'm going to give it a little bit of shading. Just so it doesn't look like they're sitting on top of everything. Have a wonderful evening. Remember to stay strong and continue making great artwork, Toodles. Well, thank you. And I try. I'm not sure this green bit is working for me anymore. But I could try... Where'd it go? This color. Okay, that... Yeah. Okay, for this, since I already did that, I'm just trying to erase this. And then do light work, no reaction. I think without any color would it be better because she had dead eyes. Well, in the story, they're described as blank, but reflective. And I don't know what they mean by reflective eyes. I think what they mean when in the story they said reflective eyes, like how a cat's eyes are reflective. But I could be wrong. But yeah, we'll try with both when I'm finished rendering, and then we'll see what we like. Okay, that matches more. But I think I need another layer. I need another... I'm gonna make that more pale. No, not that pale. No, I don't like that. So what's the story about? Is Fluttershy some kidnapper or what? No, in the story of Let Her In, there is something every night tapping at Apple Bloom's window, and she knows it's not Fluttershy, but it looks like Fluttershy, and it just keeps tapping at her window, mouthing the same phrase every night. It's cold out here. I'd give more details, but I genuinely... Oh, I actually like it more without it. I genuinely don't want to give any, spoilers. Because I'm one of those people that believe that things are best experienced firsthand. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, Fluttershy needs some highlights in the back, just to show that she's outside in the moonlight. So I know I've been slipping up all stream, but I should be calling her not Fluttershy. Because it's not Fluttershy. Okay, that's better. Now for this, I'm gonna add a multiply layer to Apple Bloom, because she's under the cover, so it's going to be a little darker here. Not this dark, but I'm just blocking it out. Maybe not clipping. Okay, we'll clip it both, and then I'll just erase it later. So every night this thing is at her window, just slightly tapping, saying it's cold out here, and then it just stares at her until morning, and then it leaves. Some nights it gets a little bolder, and Apple Bloom dreams about seeing those eyes, because those eyes, while not Fluttershy's, are slightly familiar to her, and that she remembers them from childhood, or from Phillyhood, what they say in the show. So this thing has been tormenting her for a while, but now she's remembering it. And eventually, Apple Bloom decides, enough's enough, and decides to do something about it. And I won't say any more in case you decide to check it out for yourself. There are, creepypasta readings that you can find on YouTube with, like, full sound design and voice acting that are very well put together. And I think the performances really add to the horror element of these stories. But if you just want to read it so you can, like, put it through a translator, you can find this story on filmfiction.com. I don't want it to make it seem like I don't want to be pushy about this sort of thing. It's just what I'm interested in. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on MLP creepypastas just because it's ponies. That is not what I meant to do. Well, there are other creepypastas like that, with Fluttershy killing people. I mean, there's the infamous Butcher Shy and, you know, her shed. Fluttershy, oddly enough, does have a cottage in the woods that she lives at, but Fluttershy's horror, I think, the best Fluttershy creepypasta, in my opinion, there are two Fluttershy creepypastas that I think are the best. One of them I will be drawing fan art for eventually, and it's called Angel of Mercy. The other one is Butterflies. That one is also really good. Okay, this is a little dark, so I'm gonna lighten that. I'm going to erase the highlight. And a little bit. Nah, that looks too... Okay, this I like. This part I like. I'm gonna render the window in a moment. This looks a little too dark. Oh, that's why. I mean, of course. I mean, there are the classic MLP creepypastas that everyone in the fandom knows about. You know, like Rainbow Factory, Cupcakes, Little Miss Rarity, you know, Butcher Shy, and whatnot. I can't take those seriously because they've been around for so long. So, you know, they've been memed to the point where I just can't stop laughing. Okay, I'm gonna make the shading a little bit more blue. Okay, that's better. And see, I'm not seeing any of those messages, even though I have the chat pop out, because my chat keeps loading. Like, my Twitch chat keeps reloading, so I don't see half of those messages. And I would see it on my other chat window, but it's deciding not to connect. So... See, now, connecting to chat. I don't know why my chatbot keeps refreshing every 5 minutes or so, but when it does that, anyone who types a message during that moment, I do not see it. It is so annoying. Okay. Oh, the window thing. Where? Okay, here is where we'll do it. We're gonna make it look like there's glass here. Yeah, I remember that. But I just didn't see that message pop up at all, even though I am a moderator. But then again, chat keeps refreshing. Meanwhile, I'm none the wiser, and I'm caught unawares. How do you do glass, man? That'll do. Just want to show that there is glass there. Because that's what she's tapping on. Something about this is still bugging me. It doesn't quite look right, and I don't know what it is. I think it's the... What is it? Balls? I don't know what button I hit. Yeah, man, I'm fine with it. In fact, I laughed when I saw that. It's like, you're not the first one to say that to me. But, Twitch didn't like it. It flagged it as misogyny for some reason. I thought it was funny, but I haven't tweaked the moderation, even though I have it on like low. So as soon as I try and get this these other things fixed. Maybe. Yeah, that looks a little better. A little harder to maintain, but there we go. That looks better. Alright, Apple Bloom. What? No, that's not right. Oh, what does that mean? Misogyny is... How do I describe it? Discriminatory... you discriminate against women. So, most of modern society. Saying shit like, oh, get back in the kitchen. Bullshit like that. Okay, for the bloom of apples, I'm going to give her... Where's that line art layer? There it is. What is her typical... Oh, it's that color. I think I'll use this color. No, that's not what. Why do I keep doing that? Oh no, I know you didn't mean it like that, but Twitch chat, the Twitch mods thought you did. I don't have any, like, mods. I'm just using the automatic moderation because, well, on YouTube, my sister was my mod, but she doesn't have a Twitch. Or maybe she does, and she just doesn't use it. I don't know. She doesn't like me anymore. Okay, now, why does that... Mother fucker. Yeah, yeah, you used the right word. Reputation. Okay, this orange is a little bit too much, so if I make it maybe more red? Yeah, there we go, there we go, that's a little better. You know what? No, I don't really watch anime. I have like 5 different anime that I have watched and really liked, but never gone back to it. The only anime that I would consider watching just to finish it would be Cowboy Bebop, Hellsing, and Code Geass. And maybe One Punch Man, but that's like very low on the list. My brother gets upset with me because he loves anime and he wants to talk about it with me, and they show it and I'm like, I'm just not that interested in anime. It's nothing against, well, okay. The thing I have against anime is a lot of it is just gross. And that you can say, oh, well, this one doesn't have that. It's like, if you just tilt your head and squint, not even tilt your head and squint, if you look for more than 5 seconds in any anime, they have it. Even my beloved Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood had it. And I'm just, ugh. But at least with Brotherhood, it wasn't as egregious, but she was still a minor, so it was still, ugh. Like, Madoka Magica didn't have it. Like, hardly at all. But I finished Madoka Magica in like a day, because it was only 12 episodes. Here, what is it? Fan service. It's when they show partial nudity or like full nudity of usually women and usually underaged girls, and it's just disgusting. There are few things I'm able to, I'll look past a lot of flaws in a story. I'll look past animation flaws. I'll look past all of it. But fan service, I have very little forgiveness for that. And I know, I get it. Yeah, it happens a lot. Welcome to Japan. But that doesn't, just because it happens a lot, that doesn't make it okay. I mean, if it was adult women, if it was like adults, I'm less, I'd be able to look past it. But it's usually not. So I have a little bit of a harder time being as forgiving as I would be with, like, animation error and whatnot. And I didn't finish Hellsing. I watched maybe like the first 5 episodes of Hellsing. And I was trying to figure out which one do I watch first, Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate, and I couldn't figure out which one it was. And I got so confused. I was like, you know what, I'll just come back to this when I have the mental capacity to. This is taking me 5 years to do. Usually illustrations don't take me this long. Why is the rendering taking me this long to do? I would kind of like to watch Hellsing because it's vampires and whatnot, and I'm writing a show that has vampires and whatnot in it, so I just kind of want to see um, how they did it. Hmm. That version of Alucard was so cool. I'm on the wrong brush, that's why. Nope, not doing that. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. Oh, I kind of want to finish Durarara as well. I just haven't found the time. Stretch break! Ugh. Kind of, anyway, just my brother asked. He watches a lot of anime I've never even heard of. He did say, I know he did like Demon Slayer. And I know there was this other one called Gate that he really liked. He really likes a lot of medieval style isekai anime. Isekais kind of annoy me, but And I don't mean to do this, but I am kind of toxic when it comes to when people suggest things to me. He's like, oh, here's this anime. It has this thing in it. You'll really like it. Here's what it's called. I'm like, cool, yeah, I'll check it out when I have time. And then I don't bother to remember the name of the anime he suggested or write it down in any way, shape, or form. I'm kind of toxic when it comes to that, I will admit. People send me things, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out later. And then guess what I never do? I don't think he was, I don't think he went to the theater for the Demon Slayer movies, but I do know he did like the show. I heard about the fact that instead of making another show, they just split it up into movies and we're doing it that way, which is a very cool idea. Man. Between Sketch and Final Piece, I think in this instance, Sketch wins. I don't know, I think the sketch turned out better than the actual art piece. It's her head. Her head is too big, that's what it is. I think not Fluttershy turned out pretty good. Oh, I didn't... You know what? The fact that she doesn't have colored line art, I think will help offset her from the background. Live act. Well, yeah, theaters, cinema, theaters, plays, Broadway. In America, we say cinema and theater interchangeably. Even though, yeah, theater does typically mean plays, or like originally means plays, and cinema is for movies, but we say it interchangeably, or at least where I live, they say it interchangeably. I don't know why. Must be a West Coast thing. Am I gonna sign this? You know what I am gonna do? It's really bugging me. I'm gonna add a filter. Interchangeable. Yeah, it means we use both. I mean, you probably guessed that. Oh, I did not mean to do that. That is not what I meant to do at all. Add layer. Then filter. No, not divide. Overlay? I don't know why that made it look... that just adds something to the piece. I don't know what it is. You know, I'm gonna bring it up to like 20. Lighten, no. Darken, no. Different, no. Dodge. Oh, that's not bad. Burn, no. Maybe. Hue, saturation. Ooh, we'll try color. All of my hard work gone. But if we try multiply... I think overlay is the best one. There we go. I might have to bring up Twitch chat on my phone just in order for me to even see what the hue is going on. Oh, I should have... There we go. So I brought up chat on my phone just in case it, I have 3 chat windows open, 2 of which ain't working. And this is the part of the show where I lose my damn mind, adding way too much detail and overlay. Okay, for this one, I think this is a fine place to, like, start. And I can always come back and draw these sketches later for other streams. Next stream is going to be... Now... Here's a question. Should I, alternate what, art I draw? Because I only had it in this order, because that's just how I was listening to it. Should I alternate the horror movies and creepypastas? Well, I don't have a lot of other, like, horror films. Because I have a lot of, creepypastas I would love to draw fan art for. I just don't know what to draw. Same with horror films. I would love to draw fan art for all these other horror films that I absolutely love. I just don't know what to draw, you know? I mean, should I just have a stream where I try to learn how to draw xenomorphs? But if I do that, I might get banned for nudity, because xenomorphs, if you can't tell, have a lot of, shall we say, phallic imagery. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. It means, if you just look at a xenomorph, man, they just look like a penis. That's what it is. There's no way around, there's no way getting around it. They were specifically designed to look like that. Xenomorphs? Okay, xenomorphs are the aliens from the Alien movie franchise, you know, with the face huggers and the ones that burst out of the people's chests. The ones with the secondary mouths, like the big... Okay, let's see if I can give you a quick sketch. They kind of look like, No, not quite like that. They got the secondary jaw, no eyes, big teeth. Sigourney Weaver's in the movie. I can't just say aliens because, I mean, the Aliens franchise. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. In the second movie, the best one, in my opinion, they're called xenomorphs. Which is Latin for strange form. Or other form, and it's spelt with an X. I could do that eventually. But for now, I think I'll just stick with drawing with these sketches because I have them. Later, if I want to add different, fan art. I could draw fan art for some, for like Friday the 13th because I absolutely love that movie franchise. Yeah, xenomorph, that's how they're spelled. But in the meantime, I think we're just gonna have to stick with, we'll be happy with this. No stream this Friday. So I'll try to stream this Wednesday. I know I've been kind of off my game when it comes to consistency. It's funny because, like, the past few weeks, it seems like every time I started a stream, it was the day of a major Jewish holiday. Which in October, there's a lot of holiday. We have a lot of holidays. Like tonight, because the Jewish days begin from sundown to sundown, tonight is the beginning of Sukkot, which is a not very talked about holiday in Judaism, even though it's one of our most important. I think we might be gatekeeping it. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's tonight. And like last stream, it was like the day after Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day of the year. And then the stream before that, I think it was right before Rosh Hashanah, which is our new year. Because October is just boom, boom, boom when it comes to holidays. So, and yeah, tonight is Sukkot. So I'm going to have to go and handle that. But this Friday, I have, I'm leaving for the weekend. So we have to get there early. So no stream this Friday. Wednesday, however, we will be streaming, and that's where I came about. Oh, do I just go up this list? Or do you guys want something different for next stream? Because, I mean, I could draw... I do have these two sketches for The Thing. Which these horror films are so creative with their titles. Now that one I'm definitely have to be careful for because I don't mind... I wouldn't mind learning how to draw body horror, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to... Excuse you? Oh, it's just Discord. Okay. I kind of don't want to draw body horror. Nice, man. I'm struggling. I want to draw fan art for Over the Garden Wall, but I only got one sketch going. I don't know. The reason why I don't draw fan art as much as I used to is I don't know what to draw. Like, conceptually. I could try to do a screenshot redraw for Over the Garden Wall because the illustrations are just so pretty. Why did this freeze? My phone froze. Stram! Why you freeze? Network error, my dick and balls. No! Wahapa! Unstable. What happened? Did stream die? Sound off. What happened? Did stream die? Did the stream die? Well, I'm gonna take that as a sign. We should probably end here. God dang it, network error. Yeah, well, we were done anyway, so yeah, yeah, stream just restarted. God dang it. Alright. Well, yeah, we're gonna end stream here. See you guys Wednesday. We'll figure out what to do. Peace out.
You're all going to hell. Goodbye.